For more on this subject and the events of this week, actually, as they actually transpired, I want to bring in two of the Gold Star family members. One of them is Christy Shamblin. She's the Gold Star mother-in-law to Marine Sergeant Nicole G. Christy, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate this, and I heard your excellent call this morning with Chris Plant too. I'm so glad you called into that and that show. And I also want to welcome in Darin Hoover. He's a Gold Star father of Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Sir, good to have you on the show too.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Always nice to talk to you. I want to begin with how this all got set up. I just want to take things chronologically, if I could. Darin, I know that you were very involved in the planning for this to be able to obviously get the families together as you do each year, but to also get President Trump to come. Tell us, Darin, how this got set up and what sort of obstacles you encountered along the way.
Sure. So for the past 3 years now, we've all been doing the wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington, at the Tomb of the Unknown, in the names of all of our kids. This year, we decided, since President Trump has been so good to us as the families of the 13, that we would extend an invitation to him to join us at that event. It wasn't political in nature, not by any stretch of the imagination. This was all in wanting him there. He's been beside us. He's been with us throughout the time, but especially in the last year when we've been going and testifying before Congress and all that. So, excuse me, for him to be able to come and honor our kids and stand alongside us in one of the most solemn and intimate things with our families that we're able to do was very generous on his part. Now, keep in mind, we asked him. He didn't come to us wanting it. We asked him. Throughout the time there doing that, or throughout the time leading up to the actual event, there was pushback from Arlington and saying initially that they didn't want him there, that they couldn't make it happen. All kinds of stuff like that.
So you told Arlington National Cemetery your intention was to welcome the former president, and someone there expressed to you that can't happen?
Yes, that was expressed on a couple of different occasions, not to me personally, but to an individual who has been by our side from day one, and trying to help us find these answers. He was basically the construct of all of this. He extended the invitation for us, and it was reciprocated. And so, yes, Arlington pushed back. It came down to, and forgive me, I don't remember which day it was, either a week ago today, possibly tomorrow. It came down and said, no, we can't do this. And so Kelly, Taylor's mother, and I got on the phone with Chairman McCall of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and asked him to intervene in all of this. And from there, it was taken up the chain, and I don't know how far, other than Speaker Johnson was made aware of it. And between those two, Congressman Waltz, Congressman Issa, Congressman Mills, Congressman Mast, who are all, those last four are all Army and have served over in Afghanistan, so they understand, the pain that we're going through. Through whatever means they came up with, Arlington relented and allowed us to go forward with the ceremony.
Did anyone ever indicate to you, the Gold Star families, that President Trump wouldn't be allowed to accompany you to the grave sites of your children?
Not to me, no.
Okay.
No.
But you're telling me that that this had to get up to at least the Speaker of the House to make it possible to allow President Trump to accompany you to those grave sites, and you were inviting President Trump to be there.
Correct.
Okay.
That is 100% correct.
Okay. So Christy Shamblin also on the phone with us, as I mentioned. She's, again, the mother-in-law of Marine Sergeant Nicole G. Christy, give us a sense of what it was like this week on Monday with the president.
It was wonderful, and thank you for having us on. It was respectful and somber. We had communicated, just like Darin said, with the Trump team, as they have always been in my experiences with them. You know, they want our wishes to be honored, and they're always making sure that those wishes are honored. And we did invite them, you know, to Arlington to share with them the peace we find there. And it's a beautiful place our children are laid to rest at, and so many other heroes alongside of them. They were very respectful. It was a beautiful event. And, you know, the anniversary of their death is always difficult, but this one at least had a little bit of a silver lining to it.
With President Trump there in attendance, we've seen pictures of him posing with families. I believe I think both of you, did you both pose with President Trump while you were there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and so that was at your request. You wanted to be there and have photographs taken. Is that correct?
Correct. And if I may interject on that one, you know, like you and I discussed on the phone earlier, we don't get to make those memories with our kids anymore. All we have is being able to go back and visit them in Arlington. And other Gold Star families are the same way. They don't get to make those memories with their loved ones. And so we take any opportunity that we can in order to give our kids the respect and the decency and the honor that they deserve. They're heroes. I don't care about anything else. Our kids are heroes. They're all heroes that are in that cemetery. And to be able to make those memories with President Trump made it all that much better, at least for our family. And I'm sure Christy will say the same. And Ryan Canalsa's mother and dad will say the same. They were on the phone at separate times with President Trump while he was at the gravesite. And, you know, what a moving, sincere show of devotion to our kids and to us as their families.
Christy, I assume you share that view.
Very much so. Absolutely. It was an honor. We felt nothing but respect and, you know, honor to have him there and to be speaking about our kids. He took the same kind of time that he had in Bedminster, you know, speaking to our family members and speaking about their relationship with the person that we're never going to see again. And then he went on to take time to speak with our wounded warriors that were there with us. And the time that somebody takes when, you know, it doesn't benefit them, I think is really powerful to what their character is.
In all of this, you know, I've noticed that, unfortunately, the lion's share of the news coverage this week on that event seems to have come out in the last 24 hours, because now we've got this NPR piece and all of these legacy news outlets. They're all coming out and they're acting as if President Trump's campaign staff caused some sort of disrespectful scene at that event. I'll start with you, Darin Hoover, on this. Did you see anything amounting to any sort of drama while you were there?
No, none whatsoever. We all went up to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We were briefed on how it would go. President Trump entered in, and he was briefed on how it would go. Then we did the wreath-laying ceremony there for Taylor and Nicole and the Abbey Gate 13. And then we went down, we loaded up in a bus, went down to the graveside, and we were all out of the bus and standing there when President Trump got out of his motorcade and came up to us. I saw nothing. I heard nothing. It was again, a very solemn, very cherished moment that we were able to have with the president. I wish so bad that the people of this country could see the man that we see. Christy alluded to being at Bedminster. I've had the opportunity, my family's had the opportunity to go down to Mar-a-Lago as well. We were at the RNC with him. Yes, that one was political, but we were treated with nothing but dignity, respect, and honor. And it has been from day one with the man. He's all about family. Obviously, he's got a large family, and he embraces us. And to have those wounded warriors and some of the other men and women that were there at the gate with them was, like Christy said, very, very powerful. Two of them catastrophically wounded that will never, ever be the same again physically. And, to have them stand with us and us stand with them is a moment that none of us will soon forget.
Christy, what do you want people to know about, first of all, the events of this week, but about President Trump and of course the children, the service members that you were there to honor?
Yeah, well, for the American people, I think that this is a primary example of how many media outlets and the media that kind of the masses is getting is twisted and warped, and it's not based in reality. And that's what they have done to President Trump. When I met him, I was shocked at the person I met because I really expected to meet somebody, that I had seen portrayed everywhere. And who I met is a real human being who has empathy and really cares about our soldiers, cares about our men and women in uniform, cares about trying to make a change so that these kind of tragedies don't happen again. And, we've just been completely blacklisted and had dead silence from the current administration. And all we're looking for is to try to make change so this doesn't happen to more families.
I realize there's one more question I want to make sure that I get to here. Darin Hoover, if I can, with you first, sir. The President Biden's White House put out a statement this week, and I believe this is the first time that he, in any format, and this is a printed format, has mentioned the names of the 13. What did you think of this statement coming out 3 years later?
Disgusting, in all honesty. We have wanted and sent letters through my governor, through congressmen, and through senators to have a sit down with that administration. We have gotten nothing from them in the entire 3 years leading up to what happened on Monday. And we put the pressure on them. We're not going away. We've said time and time and time again that they've never even spoken our children's names, let alone said anything else to us. And for them to come out now, it's basically tone deaf to me. My governor was there at the gravesite and at the wreath laying up at the Tomb of the Unknown.
Spencer Cox of Utah.
Yes, correct. And he had sent a letter the day before requesting a sit down for us to be with President Biden and to be with Vice President Harris. And even to right now, there has been nothing, zero come out of that White House or any of the rest of the administration as far as getting back to us and saying, hey, we're sorry, we can't do it today. Let's set up another time.
Yes.
Or anything, or even denying it, flat out denying it. They just said nothing.
Christy Shamblin, final thoughts to you.
I echo everything Darin said. We've had zero communication from the Biden administration, and all we're really trying to do is make change for the future.
Yeah.
And we really just, it's disappointing when you don't have, everybody in positions of elected offices helping you do that.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I'm so grateful for the time that you both gave me today here on the program, and for the lives of your children who serve this great country and pay the ultimate sacrifice. Christy Shamblin, Darin Hoover, God bless you both. Thank you very much.